Toko, Anawoko, Mr. Session, getting labor, Kekele, I can't chill with Kekele, I can't boy with Kekele, I can't chill with Kekele. So kokoro so, popolo po, zibaya, 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 zibaya. Mr. Session, getting labor, honey, Kekele, I can't chill with Kekele, I can't boy with Kekele, I can't chill with Kekele.
I say I'm not drinking liquor, I go in one break the feed, but I'm talking with my own. So soon I'm a born for me. He said the day about I won't make you drunk till you cross and look at the one. Oh, you can make me drunk. You hear what don't make me drunk. I put myself in wrong, then I show face. In by the front bottle, in by the second telephone, the fake bottle. I said something that I look at him, Gungu. He said that they're not gonna, I said, He won't plenty to make me jump. He won't make me try money finish. I'm gonna take my money, I'm gonna make it try again. My common money get jump again. I can't roll with Kekele. I'm my boy is there. Can't roll with Kekele. Now I make it every December, yeah, because and it's not Kekele.
Kekele, I can't chill with Kekele, I can't boy with Kekele, I can't chill with Kekele.
get my brabby bottle water like drink. When I bottle water, I'm one of my big legs stay. Oh, brabby. How can you know that you not know I put it? When you say NZ, you must alley exclusive. Love is sweet and sure I know. So I enjoy my life. Because anytime I can go. Leave you and leave me, let me do me.
The other weekend I will enjoy myself. The way they be in the start going, I will feel myself. My money I'm finished, but I'm moving from yourself.
So I hit the club. People were dancing, but I choose to say myself because I went there for something. Then I saw the fan get what king, I won't go and see. I said, let me try my luck and see. Maybe she agree. And I cry and come to see someone who I let them holler. So I talk to myself, let it be your man. But I'm fair, you could be your man. You could be your man.
So I walk out the door, I say, fan get hello. What you doing? She say, fan. What you drinking? She say, she ain't I say, partner, get your tin. She like, wow. Nete, thank you.
Baby, don't thank me, you deserve it. Oh, queen, you deserve it. When you want some more, I provide it. So we start to talk. Conversation going deep and deeper. Putting thought to each chicken. Be like living sense in her brain. Anything I thought like, baby, let go now. She say, we going to my heart. She say, where Banavero? She say,
She agree from waiting down. We are now, I want to operate the juice. I'm gonna blind little door. Me when I get it down. Oh.
When she talking for a jet, I thought I was a joke. When I go back there again, she thought I think I again. I won't force it. But when I force it, man, that rape that crime will go to jail. So I play my cool, I choose to leave it. When I roll, I will show happy. I will go to PP, I will show happy. I for that is a hero.
Take brain and she go on and she call me on my phone. Oh baby, I'm gonna send my mobile money no more. You send me money, I'm gonna call it pepper soup.
I'm gonna send it or I'm gonna send it. I stay there, I won't send it, but I choose to send it. So I told her, say text me the number, I will send it. Then I send it. More she called me, said to say thank you. I said let me call her to confirm it. Then I call, she said she received it. Then she hold the phone for my ear. Jaletta. Then I call her back, she say, how I never back. Minute later she text me again. I'm gonna send her dollar card.
I let it take me a little bit. Anyway, I sent all the card again. I did not nothing. I sent it.
We gon' pass again. Me and her then we follow again. I look at her, she look at me. I was passing by her, then she hold my hand. She say, speak to me, me and you not make no palaver. I said, speak that first. She said, play alone. What your story? I say, I get story. She said, let's pray together now. I said, you and who? Believe me, man.
At the end of the day, we stayed sitting together, we had the same conversation, we chilled the same way again. She agreed to follow me, now again my crib.
Yeah, so we hit my crib. She said, give me water, let me pay. She came from the bathroom with towel all around her waist. Then she lay down on the bed, I'm gonna lay down too. And I make her move. Friend, she can say, hey man, I enjoy myself, I can go to bed. I enjoy myself. I really enjoy myself.
Since she left the crib, I call mom pass by, she call me. Oh baby, I begin call me again. I said nothing. Oh, say you going out to that? I said no, I'll be busy. Oh, if you say that thing one day, you already get it now. So you don't be bad. I said no, baby, they're not here. I really busy the few days. bottle water like drink. When I bottle water, I'm one of my big legs stay. Oh, grabby. How can you know that you not know I put it? When you say answer, you my alley exclusive. Love is sweet and sure I know. So I enjoy my life. Because anytime I can go. Love you and leave me, let me do me. The other weekend I will enjoy myself. The way they be in the start going, I will feel myself. My money I'm finna buy money from yourself. So I hit the club. People were dancing, but I choose to say myself because I went there for something. Then I saw the fine girl was kayaking, I won't go ask it. I said let me try my luck and see. Maybe she agree. And I cry I come to see someone who I let them holler. So I talk to myself, let it be your man. But I'm fair, you could be your man. You could be your man. So I walk out the door, I say fine girl, hello, what you doing? She say fine, what you drinking? She say shinta, I say partner, girl, 10. She like wow. Nete, thank you. Baby, don't thank me, you deserve it. Oh, queen, you deserve it. When you want some more, I provide it. So we start to talk. Conversation going deep and deeper. Putting thought to each chicken. Be like living sense in her brain. Anything I thought like, baby, let go now. She say, we going to my heart. She say, wait, Panavero. She say, She agree from waiting down. Oh, we are now. I want operate the juice. I'm gonna blind little door. Me when I get it down. Oh, when she talking for a jet, I thought I was a joke. When I go back there again, she thought I think I think again. I won't force it. But when I force it, man, that rape that crime will go to jail. So I play my cool, I choose to leave it. When I go, I will show happy. I will go to PP, I will show happy. For that is a hero. Take brain and she go on and she call me on my phone. Oh, baby, I'm gonna send my mobile money no more. You send me money, I'm gonna call it pepper soup. I'm gonna send it or I'm gonna send it. I stay there, I won't send it, but I choose to send it. So I told her, say, text me the number, I will send it. Then I send it. More she called me, said to say thank you. I said, let me call her to confirm it. Then I call, she said she received it. Then she hold the phone for my ear. Jaletta. Then I call her back, she say, how I never back. Minute later, she text me again. I'm gonna send her talent card. I didn't take me a bit. Anyway, I sent her the card again. I did not do anything. I sent it. We gon' pass again. Me and her then we follow again. I look at her, she look at me. I was passing by her, then she hold my hand. She said, speak to me and you, not me no palaver. I said, speak that for.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. We are based on your location, and it's good to be back on your favorite breakfast program. Your lunchtime program, to be precise, is the Heat. And I'm back here on this wonderful day, sitting in for your usual host, your honorable servant, Jonathan B. Vassina, and I'm WEEKIE Brooklyn Brooks. This wonderful Tuesday afternoon with another fascinating edition of the program, The Heat. Promises to be great as usual, bringing you all of the major headlines from Liberia, Africa, and the world. And we will be back certainly to discuss some of the high talking points confronting the motherland. So get it on and ask somebody to join you to listen via radio or watch out on our cool online 2 page. You can leave your messages there. We're setting the radio out for you today as we move Mama Liberia forward. Liberia first, Liberia first, Liberia first. Welcome to this edition of the Heat Tuesday, the 30th day in the month of March, and the year stands at 2021. Pleasant good afternoon to all of you. So welcome, folks. Welcome. Hope you're having a wonderful time and remain peaceful. To all of our listeners this afternoon, we say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You're watching and listening to our via radio. It's a pleasure having you joining the conversation, and you are indeed our treasured listeners and viewers as well. It's good to be on Cool 91.9, and this is the Heat. He comes away Mondays through Friday, 12 to 1 p.m. As usual, we are here, and I'm sitting in for your usual presenter, folks. But let's start up the day this morning. I mean, this afternoon, we're not so used to. Let's start up the day. Wonderful Tuesday afternoon. As the National Elections Commission begin the process of certificating 2 senators for the just ended December 8, 2020 senatorial election across Liberia in Bapolo County, Boto County, and Riverside. Honorable Wellington Jeevan Smith ceremony should be on the way right now. With that on, it's a roar. Reckons where legal status delays Samuka certification. Yes, hearing into the state order of the certification of Lofa County Senator like Brennan J. Samuka ended in confusion on Monday, March 29, when Associate Justice Joseph Nagme declared one of the National Elections Commission lawyer, Councillor Wickens, right, that he was not fit to plead on behalf of the NEC in the case. The proceeding came to an abrupt halt on Monday evening when Justice Nagbe prevented Councillor Wright's presentation of the NEC and subsequently requested him to serve on the legal team of Samuka, though NEC had contracted him, Councillor Wright, to represent his legal interests in any matter that were raised from the 2020 December 8 special senatorial election. The last minute fight over Councillor Wright's representation followed a recent accusation by Solicitor General Councillor Sima Serena Sifa, a stalwart of the ruling coalition for democratic change, who earlier resisted Wright's representation of NEC in the Samuka case. A request by the Central Bank of Liberia to print about 48 billion new Liberian banknotes at the cost of appropriately 45 million is causing stir. The request is approved. We see the CBN maintaining some of the old denomination $5, $10, $20, $50, $100, $500 with a however a new currency denomination for 1,000 would be added if possible, with the discussion ongoing. The United States Ambassador to Liberia, Mr. Michael McCarthy, accompanied by the host of officials from the United States Embassy and Mrs. Syria Waters, director of the United States Agency for International Development, made a courtesy call on the Central Bank of Liberia. The executive governor, J. Aloysius Talu, expressed happiness and about the visit about the U.S. ambassador and delegates, while recognizing the long-standing historical tie between Liberia and the United States. Governor Talu assured the visiting American ambassador that accountability will be the guiding principle before, though, and after the printing, as well as infusion of the new family banknotes to enhance confidence in the banking system. The Liberian National Police has warned alleged motorbike thieves that are robbing the Somalia dry, taking away innocent citizen motorbikes on dubious means to desist from such acts or brace themselves for the fools that will fall with of the law. Announcing the arrest of 4 suspected back thieves on yesterday at LMP headquarters. Police spokesperson Mozekal said the LMP will improve on its-night patrol with the new vehicle that the police have received from the government. The National Elections Commission has now a job certification ceremony for today of Senators elected of Bapulu County, Riverside, as its headquarters in Sinker. Senator elect from the December 8, 2020 Special Senatorial election, Botu Kane and Wellington Jivan Smith will be certificated as Senators of Bapulu and Riverside counties, respectively. For the NEC issue March 29 says the job certification ceremony starts at 10:30 a.m. in the James M. Fomunga Conference Hall at the headquarters of the National Elections Commission. Alexander B. Cummins, the political leader of the opposition attorney to National Congress, is urging the Senate against granting approval to the Central Bank of Liberia request to print 48.733 billion new family banknotes. Cummins, who wrote the Senate yesterday cautioning the August body against concurring with the House of Representatives, said in his letter that granting the CBA permission now to print the new family banknotes will worsen the economic situation and further plunge the country into more devastating consequences, with majority of the population at the center of those terrible future realities. April massacre many civilians in Waterside and Konya. Three witnesses in memorial sections of the ongoing war crimes trial of Gabriel Macassar, accused of the Sierra Leone former rebel leader of mass murder of civilians during the Second Civil War. The first witness condemned Soldier 13 by the court to hide his identity and call back both the prosecution and the defense lawyer. He was a commander of the 6th Navy Division of the Liberian Government Forces on a former President Charles that appearing before the Finnish court. He accused Gabriel Massacre and his operation commander Salimin massacred civilians in Warsaw and Konya Lofa County in 2001. Moving out of Liberia right now before we come back to our hard talk segment. Portugal will send troops to Mozambique after Islamic attack. According to information, Portugal said it will send troops to its former colony, Mozambique, following an Islamic attack on a time in the north of the country. The Portuguese Foreign Ministry, Augusto Santos Sava, said around 16 soldiers were getting ready to be deployed to support the Mozambican army. Last week, hundreds of militants stormed the town of Pamon in Cabo Delgado province, killing dozens of civilians. Thousands of people have fled the area, including foreign energy workers at a multi-billion natural gas project. African scientists funding plea to UK government. Anita Esther said aid cuts will end her work to develop a low-cost filter to give the poorest safe drinking water in Africa. U.S. former President Barack Obama's step-grandmother, Sarah, has been buried at a home in Western Kenya according to Muslim rights. Mrs. Obama died on Monday after a shot undisclosed illness. Former President Barack Obama, who July said she was a bridge into the past and her streets helped fill a void. Kenya Daily Mail newspaper tweeted a video of Mrs. Obama burial. Tanzania police have now confirmed that 45 people died in the stampede. Amuna gathered to view the body of former Tanzania President John Magufuli. 37 others were injured in the stampede at Dar es Salaam. The police did not give the names of the victims, but the police had initially given a death toll of 5. They have been under pressure to confirm the actual numbers. More than a week after it happened, after a family confirmed losing 6 members in the incident. South Africa teachers are worried. Children seem to be dropping out of school at alarming rates. Experts say the problem is new, but it certainly has been helped by the coronavirus pandemic. As many as 380,000 students may disappear from the school system during the 2020-2021 period, estimates Zero Dropout campaign. South Sudan has postponed the launch of its COVID-19 vaccination campaign, but did not offer a specific reason for the delay. The vaccination program was supposed to start on Monday in the capital, Juba, as announced last week by health authority. The government said Jean Romano, the vaccination exercise was postponed for simple logical reasons. He said they are yet to receive information on when the vaccine will take place. And this one is a big one. Malawi beat Uganda to take up African Cup of Nations final spots. Malawi beat Uganda 1-0 in qualifying for the African Cup of Nations, putting herself through and sending the creams out. Where is Liberia? That's the question you ask. Tanzania Finance Minister confirmed as Vice President. The Tanzanian Parliament has confirmed the appointment of Finance Minister Philip Mapogu as the country's Vice President. President Sima Hululu Hassan Metin nominated the minister to the position on Tuesday, when she announced by the parliamentary speaker John Igube ahead of the approval vote. MPs applauded his new name was mentioned. A South African ballet dancer school and a shopping mall has joined forces to offer socially distanced ballet dancing lessons to children. This has been hailed as beneficial to the children during the coronavirus pandemic, as most children have not been able to attend the dancing classes. A ballet dancer, Andrew November from Magisi Ballet School, told the BBC, "Focus on Africa that the pandemic made it too hard for the team to dance." The International Criminal Court will rule on Tuesday on an appeal by the Democratic Republic of Congo rebel leader Bosco Nganda against his conviction for war crimes. The former commander, nicknamed the Terminator, was given a 30-year jail sentence in 2019 after being found guilty on 8 counts, including murder, rape, use, and child soldier. He was the first person to be convicted by the court of sexual slavery. The charges related to crimes carried out in the mineral-rich Anti regions of the Democratic Republic of Congo in 2002 to 2003. Prosecutor asking judges to consider a tougher sentence above 30 years. Liberia, what are you waiting for? Kenya is facing an acute shortage of oxygen in hospitals across the country. The military health said this has been caused by a rising number of COVID-19 cases and the country experiences a deadly third wave, with some Kenyan private institutions shock up on the commodity. Malawi President Lazarus Chakwera press secretary has blamed the former administration for a neglected state house despite funds being allocated for renovation, local media has reported. Brown Bender said most state residences are in bad state and require renovation. The president has had to move to Mariamana State residence for a month after a renovation began in Kamumu Palace. The vice president is yet to move to his official residence as it requires renovation as well. Can this happen in Liberia? South African President Cyril Ramaphosa told members of the party that they must resign within 30 days of being charged with corruption or face suspension. Mr. Ramaphosa addressing an executive meeting at the African National Congress, the party's official then asked to compile a list of those facing charges. President Ramaphosa has been at odds with the ANC Secretary General, who denied corruption charges against him and has refused to step down. The president pledged to calm down on corruption in the ANC after becoming president and party leader in 2017. The Secretary General is a close ally of former President Jacob Zuma, who was forced out of office for corruption scandal, who tells the party member in this country to resign for allegation of corruption, where it's the oldest country in Africa, Liberia. Nigeria President Muhammadu Buhari is traveling to London on Tuesday for what his office says is a routine medical checkup. African president. He's expected to return home in the next couple of weeks of April, according to the statement from the presidential spokesman Femi Adesina. The statement has not given any indication of President Buhari's condition. The president meets with security chiefs first in the morning, after which he embarks on a journey. Mr. Adesina said Since he became president nearly 6 years ago, Mr. Buhari has traveled several times to the UK for medical care. The president, who is 70, it spent more than 3 months abroad in 2017. Al-Shabaab called for attacks on U.S. French interests in Djibouti. The leader of the Islamic jihadist group Al-Shabaab has called for attacks on American and French interests in Djibouti. A video released Saturday night, less than 2 weeks before the country presidential election. Moving to Latin America. Woman's death in Mexico police custody stirred anger. Mexico president said the mother of two from El Salvador had been brutally treated and murdered. Brazil President Jair Bolsonaro suffered cabinet as pressure grows. Brazil fire right President Jair Bolsonaro has replaced 6 cabinet ministers as his popularity diminished over his handling of the pandemic. The Brazilian Health Service is reported to be on the brink of collapse as the country battles a deadly second wave. It is the biggest reshuffle since Mr. Bolsonaro came to power 2 years ago. He has consistently opposed quarantine measures, arguing that the damage to the country's economy will be worse than the effect of the coronavirus. Say in Latin America, Argentina's Sergio Aguero will leave Manchester City when his contract runs out at the end of this season. A legend, many calls have been called for a statue before the Etihad Stadium to be placed of what he has done: 4 Premier League titles and all trophies. Mafia figure caught through online cooking show. The gangster was identified by his distinctive tattoo with a show in the Dominican Republic. A fugitive Italian gangster urged to show off his cooking skill has landed him in jail after 7 years on the run. Italian police tracked down Mark Van Carol, 53, through a camera video he had uploaded to YouTube. While he carefully hid his face, he failed to disguise his body tattoos. The alleged member of the Nagrata crime gang was arrested in the Dominican Republic last Wednesday and has now been extradited back to Italy to face prosecution. Commit crime and run other places and think you will be safe. Liberia, what are we doing? Moving to the United States, what happens to George Floyd? It began with a pack of cigarettes. George Floyd, 48, brought them at a convenience store in Minneapolis, Minnesota on 25 May 2020. A shop resident believed to use a counterfeit bill and called the police after Floyd refused to give the cigarette back. A gripping day of witness testimony and opening argument has come to a close in Minneapolis. This is what we learned on day one of the Chavez trial. The prosecution revealed how new footage and used its opening statement to use that Derek Chauvin knelt on jaw night for over 9 minutes, and that this was a major cause in floor death. Authorities say shipping begins sailing through clear Suez Canal. Authorities hope to clear the backlog of vessels waiting to use the Vector trade route with days to come. Deadlock could see Lebanon sink like Titanic. The crisis-hit country has been without a government for more than 7 months. At least 19 people killed in Egypt train crash. Authorities and investigation are out and on the way. The Italian government is introducing a mandatory 5-day quarantine for EU travelers amid a third wave of the infection in a number of countries. Previously, only arrival from outside the bloc and had to be self-isolated. Tuesday's decision comes as a new rule requires all air passengers to Germany to provide a negative coronavirus test to come into effect. Germany remained on a partial lockdown, but coronavirus cases continue to rise. Prime Minister Boris Johnson has joined more than 20 world leaders in calling for a global settlement to help the world prepare for a future epidemics. In a newspaper article, the leader, including German Chancellor, French President Kofi posed the biggest challenge since World War II. The epidemic has nobody safe until everybody's safe, they said. Business Secretary Kwasi Kwarteng said the UK would need a surplus of vaccine before it could export supplies. So the UK is more concerned about our people before thinking about other countries. China has passed a sweeping changes to Hong Kong electoral rules, with tightening its control over the city. The number of directly elected seats in the parliament has been cut to almost half, and prospective MP will first be vetted by a pro-Beijing committee, and they show their loyalty to the mainland. The aim is to ensure only patriotic figures run for positions of power. Critics were warned it will mean that at the end of the Marcus affair, it will remove all opposition from the city parliament. But Hong Kong's leader Carrie Lam said there is not a one-size-fits-all way of doing democracy, adding the vetting committee will not stream people out of based on their political views. India's border state of Pumwai has withdrew an order that told officials to politely turn away and refuse refugees crossing over from Neymar. The state's home ministry said its instructions have been reconsidered. An other order was issued amid reports of refugees entering Nepal after a coup in Neymar last month. Protesters again have taken over. They have been met with increasing force, with the military reported to have killed more than 500 people since February 1. Thousands have reportedly been attempting to flee the country borders to Thailand too, only to be turned back by Thai soldiers. The government in Bangkok has said it will respect human rights of refugees but want to avoid an exodus. Okay, folks, thank you so much for joining the conversation this afternoon. Because let me take this, we want to come and read some of the comments, and right after that, we will bring you our hard talking segment this afternoon. Of this program, though your weekest lunchtime program, and let's go to read some of the messages coming in on our core line 2 page. Augustine Thomas, good afternoon, Wiki Books. I'm following religiously from my slum community in District C. Thank you so much, Augustine. And Alex Domian said good morning, and I'm Alex Domian watching your live for Nizo community. Chris G. So good afternoon, Mr. Brooks. My name is Benjamin Bala. Watching live from my business area in Nizo community. Thanks for your information. Now Mellon said good afternoon, Mr. Brooks. My name is Young Mellon, watching from Jersey Road. Kizzy Camp. Always love watching Cool Line platform. The Heat. Lord St. Augustine, Akasha Wisdom said good afternoon. I'm watching this National Fascinating Conversation from my old community in Baptist Seminary. Thanks a lot. And Abbott say I'm here in City Community to Patrol monitoring. Thank you so much. Dinah Peters, good afternoon. My name is Dinah Peters, and I'm watching you from a two Patrol Coffee Lodge Junction. Thanks for the update, my brother. And they come with J. Jonathan Rich Williams. Good afternoon, Mr. Vi and Mr. Brooks. My name is J. Jonathan Rich Williams, and I'm watching you from my residence at the Kissy Boulevard, 1502, Block D, Community Gardenersville. Thanks for the program. And Samuel Bass say good afternoon. John T. Marvolo say good afternoon, Mr. Brooks. I'm watching live from Dwasam Peace Community in Maygibi County. My name is John Tano. Marvolo, thank you for the people program to eat. Ben Y. Prosper Zota Jr. say good afternoon, Mr. Brooks, and I'm watching you live from Ganta City, Nima County. And Patrick August Foley say good afternoon, Mr. Wiki Brooks. My name is Patrick August Foley, watching you live from Bento City Youth Camp Community. Thanks for the platform. And this one comes from Cooper K. Sangat Junior. Say good afternoon, Mr. Brooks. Cooper at Sangat Junior watching you live from our rare radio room here at Rehab. Thank you so much. Amsu Kola say good afternoon, Mr. Brooks. My name is Asumana Kola and I'm watching you from Hotline Market. George W. Sito say good afternoon, Wiki Brooks. Thanks for touring us into a major happening across Liberia and I'm watching you live on Easy Community. And Emmanuel and Dominic say good afternoon, cool family, and I'm watching from Mount Barkley. George W. Sito say good afternoon, Wiki. Thanks for touring us. Just read that. And Frederick Pay comes in. He said, good afternoon, Mr. Brooks, and I'm watching you from ELWD Bobo Time Community. And Cooper Esker is a thank for your level of service provided for the public. Thank you so much as well for joining us on this wonderful afternoon. Today, as you may be aware, there are others who have said, no, we cannot accept that, but others have said, but we're still waiting to see exactly what's going to happen. Our lawmakers, this is a key matter. This is a national concern. The argument of printing new banknotes or printing money to just add up to the one that is on the floor already in circulation. We're in the midst of that. We have all listened to lawmakers, officials of government, pundits, financial experts who've been giving their own input as a result. What is the best practice? Can this be a solution to the problems that we have had over the years? You listen to the Mossorado County lawmaker, Honorable Ibrahim Dawes alone. He talks about the fact that, look, we are not against the president. We are not against this government. What is in the interest? We need to do due diligence to the Liberian people who gave us the job. We need to have consultation with them. The central bank cannot even account for what was given to them previously. And he been requesting for money, requesting for report from the money that was given out first from the central bank. Requests were made on Madam Ellen Johnson and no comprehensive report. Requests were given on President George Weah. Liberians are yet to see. Requests have now been made, and lawmakers are not about it. And people are saying from the counties, constituents, they don't want people going voting with yay, nay. If you show enough that you can defend yourself as a lawmaker and see it putting a means of cutting down the huge inflation and the shortage of Liberian dollars on the market, and you have not been able to restore the confidence and trust in the commercial bank to our customers. That's why the U.S. ambassador on yesterday paid a courtesy call at the Central Bank of Liberia, like he did with the National Emergency Commission with all of the complaints coming before. So sitting and looking at these are our greatest allies. Said, look, let me go with him of my officials to meet him when they got there today. At this time, the ceremony should be over. Madam Boto Cannon of Bakolu County, who have been having this long rigmarole as it relates to the result, where represent the Africa of the CDC have said there were a lot of irregularities. Hearing officers, things been going. Riverside is the same thing. Steve Tikwa and that of Wellington Javon Smith. So they have 3 recounts, and all of the recounts have Wellington in the lead. So the people of Riverside thought it wise to say, look, so Steve Tikwa withdrew his complaint at the National Elections Commission, and he said he was not doing it because he never wanted a Kingsman to have a seat. But they were doing it because ahead of 2023, there are a lot of challenges. We all saw that. We stay discussing Grand Cape Man. We stay talking about Salo and other places who have not yet been settled. Nimba and other things. Lofa, the same thing. So people be more concerned. So the U.S. ambassador visited there. But our people, now see the troubling part about the entire thing. Wanting to print 48 billion plus Liberian banknotes, of which we have printed 16, another 20. You know the exact amount there. You talk to the streets, bring back our missing money, bring our 16 billion. You were told money was missing, little money was not missing. And the central bank governor said, before the summer celebration last July, that there was a need for the central bank to be given a permission from our national legislature to print 7+ billion, but the Senate did not approve that, or the first branch of government did not approve that. Say, okay, go ahead and print 4 billion, and they went out to print. When the money came to the countries, people went to banks, not given a fair share of the money that they have deposited. People went to withdraw, they were told no. But have we sat and asked ourselves, in the midst that we do not have money, have we asked ourselves how much money should we go on to print and the cost? Approximately, the Republic of Liberia, the government, will spend 45.522 million to print 48 billion Liberian dollars. And this is causing a serious stir among others. You listen to honorable comments. I read a piece from Dr. Tobana Tipote and other experts who are coming. And people, you heard some of the colleagues' recommendation to the Central Bank of Liberia to make sure that all of these things in it, and asking the committee on banking and currency, Ways Means Finance, in all of the committees, claims and counterclaims petition, to sit on the table properly. In the words of Senator Prince George of Nimba County, he said, look, we have always been a haste of approving budget. We have not seen performance report. We always want to, we are senators elected by the people, but we dance at the way and pleasure of the executive. If you are spending 45 million United States dollars to print such amount of money, who takes you as a serious person? How long are we going to? Just in 2016, 2017, we printed money. 2021, we're about to print money. We printed money 2020. Are we now decided and made a decision and conclusively decided that this is the end of the problem? This is where, what is the monetary arm, the evaluation? What are we now monitoring? The oversight. Where will you take this money from to print this amount of money? Where are we going to get this money to print this money? People are still complaining. Couple of months, because we talked about last year coming, a couple of months, the government requested for money to be printed, and she was given a permission of 4 billion in the name of. So, who are we about to pay now? What are we about to do? Because this is a Liberian currency. We're not talking about United States dollar, French franc, Guinean, with British pound, the euros, South African rams. We're not talking about that. The Japanese yens. We're talking about Liberian banknotes. And others are saying it is good. It is good if we decide as a nation, as a people, to just get the entire banknotes in circulation. Because the central bank told Liberians, told the Senate, that over 20 billion Liberian dollars outside of the banking sector, over 15 billion are tomb of money, mutilated money. Do we have it? Where can we get it? Who has it? Where's the money? And you've been given. But the Lord is now saying, and others are pointing at those who are arguing for the money not to be printed. They are hiding behind fear. Fear politics, the prison. They are saying the government will use the money to empower herself. The government will use the money to run campaign. The government got a lot of projects ongoing. For that reason, if we approve it, we are giving our papers that call for us to be executed to our executioner. So for this reason, we can do that. And there are a lot of concerns still being raised. So folks, this afternoon, we will shortly go to the lines. We hear you talk. But let me read some of the comments you still got on our QAnon platform. This one comes from Deccan T. Morris. Good afternoon, Mr. Brooks. And I'm watching you from my rich community in WEEKIE community. I am a fan of Cool FM. My name is Deccan T. Thank you so much, Deco. Jackson Doe, we say good afternoon, brother. And Calabar Flomo said good afternoon, Mr. Brooks. And I'm Calabar Flomo watching you from live from Soul Clinic. And Frederico Williams said good afternoon, Mr. Brooks. And I'm watching you from Upper Cardwell. Moses Mole said good afternoon, Mr. Brooks. And I'm Moses F. Mole, and I'm watching you live from around town in my keke. Thank you so much. Thank you so much in your keke and following all this wonderful, wonderful afternoon. But what is happening now? What happened to all of the monies that have been printed in this country? Have we now seen solution to that? Let's take this break.
From the hot tower of Kingsville.
So still feeling
Welcome to the conversation. So now, there are others who believe that the law and the rest of the other folks are only having, it's a scare tactics if they were in government. But this time with the economic hardship being faced by this country, this government, they themselves, if they were in the position as the case, government has presented, which they are also part and parcel. What I said, they are not telling Liberians, but most of the time they are looking at the printing of money only on the side of 2023. Are they aware that 7/7 is supposed to take pay? Are they aware that people should foot the bills of the kids who are sick in other places? People who have to move around government needs, but where is government taking 45 billion United States dollars to print? 48 billion. If we have that money, are we telling ourselves that cannot do something? Road projects, free tuition, electricity. You know, a lot of things so good for our country. And Liberians are asking and telling themselves, so what's going on? What are we doing to ourselves? We're seeing a lot of projects. You know, the lawmakers, they were sitting there. They had district development fund. They had county funds. While they were running behind things, the executive were putting stop to this and moving it to the executive, where today you got the president got his projects. You know, Senator Johnson or one person who raised this concern. He said, when we are not careful, we forgot And we went on to pass the budget. We're off asking for county and district development fund today, where the money the president take is coming from, and presidential transformer today, they're about to print money. Can we give account of the money we printed? Is it a crime in telling how the money being used? What mechanism he put into place that we will not have to go back, because the world is watching. And they are seeing us printing money after every 2 days. What is the guarantee that this money, if given the permission to go and print it, will be safe, will not have to run around again? Because we printed 20 billion. Got missing in thin air, because if you go to the bank and you can't get the money from the banks, so who has it? Who has it? The speaker, when I'm asking, the minister of state, they all said the business people had the money. They threw the business people to the wolves. So have they not gotten the money from the business people? Are we printing a family brand new notes? Getting all the money? Because we have heard a lot of people talk about this issue. The best way we can solve this matter, we need to print a complete brand new family banknote, stuff like that. We see people pass every day in the simple library, the money goes to the central bank. People go to the commercial bank and will go and receive the same or mutilated money. So what is the monetary policy? What is the oversight? Are you just approving for people to print money and you can't go? Look at the money. You know, nobody talking about the money that will be provided to print the money. What is share in that money for them? 45 million plus. Nobody printing money free for you. So what is in there? What is in there? What is, you know, they talk about printing money when the journalists go, when they are discussing other things, all of the energy exists to read petition to suspend a lawmaker. But when it comes to discussing the money, it should be done behind closed doors. But you are openly voted. And we have now reached the point. You know, since I listened to the central bank governor, Luscious Talu, when he got his appointment and said he was not in the position for what he knows, but he was there because what the president did for him, or what they did for the crown people. And now, are we concerned about some of the statements that will come from our people? So who mandate is there? Is it now the president mandate? Are they now sideline the mandate that the Liberian people have given them? Because if you listen to Honorable Nathaniel Patriot at the time, this is what he said.
Supreme Court, the main purpose of the Supreme Court is to ensure a long list. Football list. I got a list from the coalition, more than 60 people on the list. Got a list from a real city corporation, more than 25 people on the list. The list coming from everywhere. What we're doing in the bank right now, we're working on the president mandate, the economic management team, which is different from the mandate of the central bank, which is within the Bank Act. We'll work with the Bank Act, but if it's necessary to sideline it for a while to get the president's own mandate accomplished.
You heard it there. So as to what that mandate is still being carried out, you heard that. The president economic management team. What is the team? The United Methodist University about to put out graduates again, and we got full-fledged instructors and professors who are teaching these students what's happening. Have we not found solution to the problem? Because others are saying, no, we're not against the printing of the money, but we need to print a new set of money completely that when you take it to the bank, when the money comes to the country, and you can and now say, look, in 2 weeks, in 3 weeks, those who keeping the money home and it's not in circulation outside at the bank, you take the money with a commercial bank, other banks, and say, look, 2 weeks, if you do not bring your money after that, yes, it become what the someone cheering and say, false money. That money will be devalued and it become illegal to carry on transactions. In the midst of that, whose mandate? The senators or the lawmakers, have they done well in the management of our money in this country, or they all sat there and been following instructions? Are they all now following the president's mandate? Say, Lord, let us do it. Are we having a monopoly game in our country where there will be a time, even a $5 drop from you, nobody wants to pick it up because everybody got some money in the pocket, but will be low depositing power? But oppositions are talking, the intent of printing the money is for government to use it, the wrong government. Is that sufficient enough to stand in the way of the printing of the money? That 2023 around? Are you not telling us that 4 billion was printed for the sole intent? Because there are places the ruling party lost ground. And people put their jobs and life on the line that they were defeating people. And that did not happen. Folks, it's time to go to the phone line this afternoon. 0775 919 919 080 919 919 are the numbers you can call us on to be part of the conversation. To this caller, you're live.
Hello.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you. Good afternoon, WEEKIE. Good afternoon to our people on this stream number 6. Let me commend you for your part in this topic. After the new WEEKIE, I will have a spending maybe of 3 minutes. The rule are all the spending in your home. And in terms of printing 48.7 billion. And then before getting into you go to the people about printing money to pay territory. And when you after the printing that money, people will say try a riot. It is never paid then. So what I said this money, I think again. We should print money. I told the area director, and so the other sender in the call, you should approve the money. You refuse money to all. You refuse money to something and go to who start to who and super when you print something and go. So that's what we're doing. We're going to go around for them to get with our booking.